Hi, welcome to Wareham Free Library's Children's and Young Adult Book Talk. This week we're going to focus in on two stories about the real Winnie the Pooh. First is a book for kindergarten through grade 2. It's called Finding Winnie, the True Story of the World's Most Famous Bear by Lindsay Maddock. It won a Caldecott Award for its beautiful illustrations. And the book is framed in the point of the mother telling her son, who's about 2 years old, that your great, 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 great grandfather was the man who found the real bear that became Winnie the Pooh. And it becomes a bedtime story that she tells her son. It starts when the Colonel Harry Coleman, is going across Canada to join the war in London, England, and Great Britain, and then in France. And as his trip across Canada, he sees an old trapper with a gun and a baby bear at the train station. First, he talks to the man and he finds out that the bear's mother was killed and the bear is an orphan, and he walks away. But he comes back because he is a veterinarian. He's going to war as a veterinarian to care for horses, and he loves animals, so he has to save the bear. So he offers the man $20, which the equivalent is over $500 today, and he buys the bear and takes the bear with him. So the story goes on about their trip across Canada, the bear getting close to him and the other soldiers. And finally, when he goes to war, he can't take the bear. He cares for her a lot. He's named her Winnie after Winnipeg, his hometown, and he leaves her at the London Zoo, where at first she has a hard time adjusting, but once they start letting people in to feed the bear and talk to the bear and play the bear, she perks up and gets adjusted to her life in the zoo, and that's where the story ends. And this is Christopher Robin and A.A. Milne watching his son play with the bear, and he decides he's going to write a story, and his first one is Winnie the Pooh, and he writes a whole story about Winnie and Tigger and his son in the great woods. The second story that I've read that I'd like to discuss with you is the same story by the same author, but it's called Winnie's Great War. And again, the mother is talking to her son about the story. It's going to be a bedtime story. And her son says, "No, Mom, I don't want to hear this story. I know it." And she says, "But I'm going to tell you the whole story," because her son is now older. This is a book for children grades 4 to 6, and it describes in detail about World War I. You're going to find out a lot more about the fighting, how they used the horses, the horrible times it was. And the point she tries to make in this book when she's telling her son is the point of Winnie. Once Winnie, even as a baby cub with his mother, talked to all the different animals. His mother only said, "Well, you can only talk to bears, you know their language." But Winnie says, "No, I've talked to the squirrels up in the tree. I've talked to the rabbits. I've talked to the birds and the bugs." And Winnie makes a point, no matter where she goes, talking to everyone. And the point the mother then says is, on the ship, the rats and the horses hate each other. And Cole, her son, asks, "Could the rats and horses understand what each other were saying?" "No, because if you're not listening, it's impossible to hear. If you believe that someone is so different from you, you can't possibly have anything in common, you'll never be able to hear them, no matter what they say." That's the way it was with the rats and horses, and that's how it was in war. And so it's a lesson she's trying to impart on her son, that war is not good. The story goes on to when Harry goes over to France and fighting. Once a year he comes back and visits Winnie, in the zoo. And again, it has all of that back matter. And so you find out that this is all based on his diary. It's a real interesting story. So if you loved Winnie the Pooh and the videos and the books when you were little, you'll enjoy learning that it was based on a real bear and real people. They're great books for both ages. I hope you'll take a chance and enjoy them. Thank you for listening.